So we're all aware that there's been a lot of groaning and moaning and bitching about the auto-tune and M-Tronic chainsaws. It's progression, it's technology, it's just something you're going to have to live with whether you like it or not. And if you don't, that's fine, it's your opinion. But currently in the Stihl lineup, there's only 2 saws available in the Pro series that aren't M-Tronic, the 461 and the 880, and I imagine they will be soon. And I'm still not too terribly familiar with the Husqvarna lineup. I've only played with the 540 so far, but I imagine it's the same way. It's going to be something we're going to have to deal with whether we want to or not. Might as well just embrace it. So I got my 661 up here, and we're going to go ahead and rip apart the carb as if it needed a new diaphragm or had some buildup in there. That's very, very common these days. I did talk to a Stihl certified technician before doing this, and it shouldn't be all that rough. But again, not something I've ever done, so I'm going to go ahead and take the side cover, bar and chain off, air filter cover, the covers, all that. Back with you here in a few minutes. Alright, so I got the rewind cover off, engine housing cover off, air filter cover, side cover, all that. There she is, the dreaded microprocessor. See the wire harness coming off it? But anyway, so we'll go ahead and pop our air filter off. This piece is held in just with the clip on the top, so you just kind of wiggle and pull that off. See the compensating carburetor air inlet right there, and there's that tab. Bolt it on. Carb bolts, 8mm. Cover plate comes off. In all her glory, there she is. Computer controlled carburetor. Running at 33 Hertz. Speed of a computer in the late 80s. Alright, so on this particular model, there's your ignition switch for this run setting, and kill, telecarb compensating hole, and there's your solenoid assembly. So we got this rubber cover right here, I'm going to go ahead and take off. And right here, we have a diagnostics port for a technician. You can plug in and actually pull data from the saw from that port. Let's go ahead and get our hoses off. A little bit of pressure there. It's alright, workbench needs to be cleaned anyway. Impulse line down here. So there's fuel and impulse off. First time I've done this on this model, so I'm assuming it's going to be easier to take the handle cover off, remove the throttle linkage. Go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, that's a clip. That's what I'm used to seeing. There we go. Alright. So we've got a torque here for that landing, for that wire. Just connection down there for black. So I'm going to do those. Black 3. There we have it. Let's go ahead and take off the solenoid assembly. Got 2 Torx heads, here, one here. Pretty tight. Make sure to snug them up when we're done. Looks like just a plate for the diagnostics port. We've got another Torx head right there. Alright, and this will be the solenoid. There you go. From here, the rest should be pretty standard. You got your diaphragm and your needle. Seat under there. It's like any other carb. Now, of course, if you did have a gummy carburetor, you'd be taking that apart as well, but I'm not going to do that. Alright, impulse line side. And just like any other carburetor. Again, not going to do those, no reason for me to. Let's go ahead and reinstall the solenoid. Reinsert the retaining clip. It's more difficult than you'd realize to make a video like this and keep a clear line of sight on everything. Started. Alright. There we go, lined up. That one was not torqued down anywhere near as much as these next two. Toss it in there. The wires in the routing slots. Lined up. Got two Torx back in. There you go. Solid ready to be put back on the machine. Alright, ready to put it back in. Go ahead and do your impulse line while you're installing. Make sure it lands. Your fuel line. Alright, good there. Put the throttle linkage back in. Probably would have been easier to install this earlier, but oh well. So we'll reland this black wire. It is landed. Alright, and the rest is all something you should already know how to do. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you know how to rebuild a regular carburetor. So I'm going to finish up, then try to start it. If you use a paper towel to stop or up the intake, make sure that doesn't come off like mine did, so I got to rip it back down. Moment of truth. helped you out if you needed some help. As always, have a good one, humans.